Almighty Father, Papa, now you love me so, and you know my name. I give you glory. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name, oh Daddy, yeah. You know me, you know my name. I can see your hand in my life. Lord, I see your love upon me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. I dey hear your voice in my heart. Lord, I feel your love over me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the below. Abba Father, you know my name. Papa, you know me. Yeah. Yelele.
Thank you very much, Reverend Summer. God bless you for that reminder that you come to tell the Ambazonian people every day that our history is coming up. You come up to remind us that the Father knows your name and the Father knows the name of Ambazonia. Thank you very much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to all of you in Amberland. Today is Monday, the 1st of August, 2022, and this is your favorite program, our Amba History. And today, we are going to have Mr. Jotangan come in to tell us some important facts that we need to know in our history. Before we go, let's get Reverend Summer come back to tell us how much Abai Father loves and knows Ambazonia. Over to you, Reverend.
Yelele, 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 yelele. Yeah, yeah. Jesus, your love, now oh. My master, your kindness, now wonder oh. Every time I look around, now you are the sea. Every time I turn around, now you are the feel. Jesus, you say I be a picking no. Jesus, you say your love go cover me. Every time I look around, now you are the sea. Every time I look around, now you are the pillow. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, yeah. You know me, you know my name. Papa, you know my name, oh. Hey. You know me, you know my name. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yeah, yeah. Abba Father, you know me.
Exactly 4 minutes in Boya past the hour of 5 p.m. and 4 hours in Ambazonia past the hour of 5 p.m. Greetings to all the valiant people of Ambazonia who have all become defense people in our revolution. because sincerely, if we don't stand up to defend our land, it will be very, very miserable with you. And so we actually send 21 gun salutes to every one of you who is on home front and standing true to what we are doing. Before we go ahead, this lady is saying that she is coming in here with a reminder that after you have heard that Abba Father loves you, the next thing to do is to remember. And when you remember, of course, you give thanks. And then just go ahead and draft. We just finished with ABC on Saturday, the 29th. And I'm sure, Saturday, the 30th, yeah. Before this week runs to an end, I will be informing you of the other people that are coming in to draft, because Ambazonia has started drafting. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss this biggest opportunity to play a part in Ambazonia. All right, come and tell us, what should we remember? You should remember what the Lord has done, but above all, remember that you are in an existent war, and we must win it. La Republic has failed, and they will continue to fail. While we wait on our resource person to join us today, I want you to just stay back and listen. Today in our history, I'll be revealing to you current events that are actually and gradually turning into history. All right, sister, go ahead and tell us what to remember and when we remember what we should do. Over to you. Yes, and guess what? It is always very important to remember, because when you don't remember your roots or where you're coming from or where you fell, you will never be able to correct yourself. And that's why we really need people to get up and know exactly where they are coming from so that they can be able to correct themselves. And when you don't know where you're coming from, you may never be able to actually correct yourself. Fellow Ambazonians, once again, greetings to all of us who are in home front and who are doing our best to make sure that home front is saved and protected. Today, I'm just going to make a recap of a number of things that have happened and that are happening in our struggle. The first thing I want Ambazonians to know is that when something is committed into the hands of God Almighty, you can go to sleep. But when in the course of your going to sleep, don't forget that you are still very much needed to carry out the best that you can carry out and go ahead and do the best that you can do. What do I mean? I mean that when you say you have handed over something to God, you have to watch. Just like when you plant corn, there is a period after the corn has started shooting, you need to go in there and actually weed the farm in order to give space for the corn to grow. So also, we have handed over our Amba land to God, and there are a number of things that we're supposed to do. One of the first things that we need to do now is to let the Ambazonian people know that we are descending into our land. And because of this descent, the devil will not fold his hands and be waiting so that you can just descend freely and go grab the land. No, there are still a lot of battles on the highways to fight. And these battles will be battles that will bring you. But we are not baffled when some of these battles come up. As the interim government of this movement, the president has said it on Thursday, reiterated it on the draft day, that our cause is on course. Our walk into the promised land to us, promised by God to us, is really on course. And nobody, sincerely, nobody can actually stop it. And because nobody can stop it, the devil is very, very furious with what is going on. That's why when Mr. Macron was coming, the Amazonian people decided to tell the world that Mr. Macron does not have anything to do with Ambazonia. Even though La Republique has tried to assimilate us, inculcate us, and bring us into the same bondage that they are with La Republique. And the president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia declared a total lockdown on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of last month, which became history. Now, some of the people who actually are working with La Republique and they are shouting the name of Ambazonia on the top of their voices, but La Republique knows, because that is how you can infiltrate a people. You allow them to continue with their propaganda. They can even insult you, curse you out, but they know that they have their secret dealings. And that is what we want Ambazonians to know, that anybody who comes out there and speaks a different language from what the president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia has said, Dr. Sauko Samuel, and from what the Secretary of State for Communications, Dr. Martin Mungwa, says, that individual is, or those individuals are just working for the Republic. And those of you who don't have the spirit of discernment, you only hear it in the physical, but in the spiritual, you will not understand. And remember, we have always told you, as far as our history is concerned, that the spiritual aspect is very, very important, of which so many people who are in the spirit have neglected. And I have always been telling you that you are either in the spirit on the negative side or on the positive side. And the positive side of the spirit is with God. And of course, the negative side of the spirit is with the devil. And when you have that negative side with the devil, definitely you will talk the language that the devil will understand. And the people that are for him will understand. But an average sensitive, spiritual, holy spiritual Ambazonian will know that you are lying. All right, here comes the deal. We locked down against Macron. I have a conscience that I don't want to publicize anybody in the social media who is not in the interim government. I find it a little bit not very good for me to call their names here, because calling their names is making a publicity of such people, and there are so many of them out there who are fake. But I want to let you know that calling their names is also to make you to be wise. Now, but the best thing to do is to give you the positive names. The positive names are Dr. Martin Mungwa, who is the Secretary of State for Communications. When he says anything, take it very, very seriously. Any other person that names himself a Secretary of Communication and come out with lies, remember tomorrow he will come out with another lie. All right, they said, this liar said, don't lock down anything for Macron. Just go about your business. And when Macron came and left, he now came up to say that Macron did not say anything concerning Ambazonia. Are you kidding me? So what does that tell you? That he is actually working for La République du Cameroon and under the payroll of La République du Cameroon, but because he has a name that he is from Ambazonia, he sits in to deceive Ambazonians. And some people are still following him. And they come out to tell us, oh, we are confused. You shouldn't be confused. Now, you have heard in the social media so many announcements and so many people telling you that beginning today, the 1st of August, 2022, there is no lockdown. Now, anybody who comes in to tell you that they are locking down, he has not told you why they are locking down, is a real enabler and a pivot. That means a catalyst for La République, which means that he wants to facilitate La République taking over Ambazonia, which is too late. And we are very, very conscious of that plan, that ploy of the enemy, where he comes in and makes a lot of noise and has nothing to offer to the people of Ambazonia. So, my dear friends, it is going all over there in the social media that there is no lockdown from today, the 1st of August. It's actually tomorrow, 2nd of August. Today is actually our Monday, which is our country Sunday, which we have kept for the past 5 years, and we are continuing. Yeah, the economic sabotage that we decided to take La République to know that we are in charge, they have also joined in. On Mondays in Ambazonia, most of La République offices are not also open, meaning that they are obeying and respecting the ghost town set up by the interim government of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. That is a plus to our fight. They have recognized that, even though they don't openly talk about it, but most of their offices in the Amba land remain closed. on these days. Number two, these people who are working for La Republique, they will always want to come out and bring a contradiction that sets in confusion. And I tell the people from Amazonia that, look here, my dear friends, there is no confusion. You only get confused when you accept to be confused, in the sense that the interim government has people who come out not to make propaganda, but they come out to tell you the truth. And when the truth is mentioned, reasons are given. You can't just go out there and make a lockdown without telling the people the reason for your lockdown. That's to punish the people, and that is to make the people to feel that the interim government does not have feelings for them, and so make them to revolt against the interim government, which means that revolting against the interim government, they are actually joining hands with La Republique to take over our land. We have noticed all these tricks. And then history has also revealed, well, let me tell Ambazonians, if it was not this stubbornness and hardness of heart that God has put in Paul Biya, we would not have discovered who we are. And we would not have discovered where we are coming from. And we would not have discovered a number of people who are in Ambazonia, but they are not original Ambazonians. That you have stayed 60 years in Ambazonia does not make you an Ambazonian. That is not where God put you. That's not your cradle. Your cradle is in where you came from. And we have discovered that 3/4 of the people who are fighting the interim government and fighting to their own standstill are people who came from La République de Cameroon. And their roots have been traced. And their history and their DNA has been discovered in those places. A person like Ayabacho, he is not an original Ambazonian. I call this criminal's name on this platform here because many people have known him to be a metaphysical somebody who is using means to handle the Ambazonian people. All right, Reverend Sama, you want to say something? Okay, just a reminder.
Almighty Father, Papa, now you love me so, and you know my name. I give you glory, Papa Father. You know me, you know my name. Papa Father, you know me, you know my name. Papa Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my.
Okay, thank you very much, Reverend. There's somebody from Home Front. He says he wants to say something to the Ambazonian people. Okay, the line is yours, sir. Can you go ahead? Tell us where you're coming from, and then go ahead with what you want to tell the Ambazonian people. We are listening. This is history.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll go finish.
We are listening. Go ahead. Hello?
Yes.
We are listening. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to thank you very much hello?
We are hearing you. Go ahead.
I want to thank you very much for the work you people have been doing.
Yes.
Those people who are dating, that people where they work at your job or can't spoil this thing. No lockdown, no day.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't finish?
And maybe when I continue to give the information.
Okay.
Cristiano Natiman. Ayabajo Natiman. I never finished. when I met the widest communication about the lockdown, because we don't suffer.
Yeah.
For down zero. People know this day for diaspora, they now one lockdown, they don't know suffer. Oh, they suffer over here. You know, correct. And as you rally talk, they can't even tell me the lockdown.
Yeah. All right. We glad say you said you call for Musai. You said you call for Musai.
From Bafut.
Okay, you call from Bafut. All right.
Bafut, Mezam County.
Okay, from Mezam County. All right. Very good. All right. Thank you very much, caller. We understand and we feel the pain when we feel them. And when the interim government want to talk something, it talks something where you get a big reason why it talk with the way they talk. Now, if we talk say lockdown day for 3 days, we will come on the grassroots, give una the reason why the lockdown will be. And I sure say we go agree. Say since we fight this existential war, we go make sure say make the Republic know say we not deal with them. If they get their other big man where they come visit them when they are President Macron, because Mr. Paul Biya governor for one of the provinces of La Republic, they will not give for observe nothing with them. Nobody will give a come up for a country for go for day. And that's why we put the lockdown for protest against Mr. Macron. And now we don't see him, it don't happen. Thank you very much. So we have a caller on the line. Hello? Are you, this is ABC?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Calling from home front.
You're calling from home front. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. I just want to send my own voice. And for me, people don't know, say, make careless people do not stop for some place to decide 30 days lockdown. I'm saying this particularly to Ayabacho and Chris Ano. Now people do not get the irrelevant set of people. We know not to Ayabacho. The highest thing is kidnapping. Chris Ano has transformed himself to the worst liar. Then you will take instruction from these two people. Who be you to take instruction from that kind of people? For normally, if you tell someone say make it lock down for 30 days, you explain, say this day now because of this day now because of this. What will be the reason for that 30 days?
Exactly.
And then you will then have a home front. What will be, and then you do want to accept from somebody. And then some question I say, why some country they fear for comfortable talk for these people? With all the professional they get them, all the doctorate degree they get them, all can qualify people they do for day. Why did they fear table? The president for back same people they can declare 30 days lockdown for we.
I know.
Please.
I know.
People them for Southern Cameroon and Bajonia.
Yeah.
Look, this is the highest time to take the bull by the horn.
Thank you.
You don't overtouch with too much.
Yes.
You don't too much. If you have a common receiver, will come on, stop this thing once and for all. When you want to go out for do something, you explain to the people even 2 weeks in advance, 1 week in advance. Even now, what you ask the people for buy their chop keeper for house at the beginning first time. The people sometimes 1 month for buy chop keeper for house.
Exactly.
Will you tell that 1 month keep your vote? Somebody mad people will just come out and they just declare 30 days and then you want to accept?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you talk about a man like Cristiano.
Yeah.
No, they. Anybody who accepts it, then you are part of them. If you accept this nonsense of dating, you are part of them. Because I don't believe anybody will there for this court to liberate himself to accept this type of nonsense.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
It is not correct. It is uncalled for. Please. The time they will have will come. The time of beginning they prepare for that beginning for go for school. The time the people they prepare for do certain things them. Now everything season this. The time will prepare all kinds of things for buy beginning thing. What type of madness is this?
Thank you very much, caller. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, we sympathize and that's why the interim government in order to do something where they never actually consult with una for know where to where una mind it be, and then for talk the reason why it is doing. That is the democracy where we talk about. When I be there for school, they be teach me say democracy now a government for the people, by the people, a government for the people, by the people. So when interim government come up, before you want to do anything, for sure say it be democratic, it go find out from one for ground. And then it go tell one the reason. Why did you do this one and this one and this one? Because when I sacrifice, when our lives for down there, meanwhile the interim government is sacrificing life for find a small support where if you send them for the people the way they did for the forefront. What would call and they say our ARF, Ambazonia Restoration Forces. But you see some of these witches and wizards, where they carry out witchcraft in the daytime. You just come up there when I say 30 days lockdown, haba, for waiting. And why? What be the reason? We were there for interim government, we don't discover say these people they actually be out for make sure say make the people in the home front, make they be discouraged, and make they fight against the struggle for go for boya, and make their plan where Chris Anu and Ayaba they don't get and will la Republic make it be fulfilled. Yes, that is the plan. So we're gonna be discouraged. But with the thank God, say interim government, they come out for you, come make propaganda. Would come out for tell when the true way to go on. And that's why when I get the opportunity for call, the phone number is there. When I call, we don't get one from we call from home front, two of them from home front, and they call particularly from Savannah zone. Now we wait for other people the way they fit call for talk their mind. This television now the people's television. Not the only television for people they can't she don't talk like me at the talk so. No. When I get opportunity for call in, we'll give you time for share your mind. So we see witchcraft in the daytime. When we talk for Ambazonia, say, now which people than this? Some people they check say which people now the one way they walk up at night, they make woo 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 woo. When they hear some bird, they make woo 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 woo. They say now witchcraft that no. This kind of thing where Chris Ano and Ayaba, it tell people they say they go for 30 days lockdown. No witchcraft. Now witchcraft now the thing where want the prosperity of other people then. Sometimes they themselves they know they prosper and they don't want other people them for prosper. Now witchcraft that. But this interim government, as it be hand them over for God, it makes sure say we carry out the real appellations of democracy. What we talk say Federal Republic of Ambazonia, we actually talk say the people of Ambazonia get right for their government. Okay, we get another caller. I'm sure it's a call from home front. Let's listen to this caller. Hello. Okay, we lost that caller. All right, people of Ambazonia, I want we understand, say, God Almighty, where He call we, put we for, get we back to our hometown. He don't give we the wisdom and the way we fit control and take our republic out of our land. But our republic don't look for some people the way they get big langa truth for money and for power. Send them. And they don't come to talk like the language of Ambazonia for make sure that they deceive a lot of Ambazonians. That's what we want every Ambazonian. Say no be any man where they come for social media. They come talk about Ambazonia. It be an Ambazonian. No. Remember I be share with one for Friday a particular place where some man be the run when a Ephraimite, he go enter for some land where they call it Gilead. And they ask him, say, you be from Ephraim? He said, no, I come on for Gilead. They talk say, he talk say, she bullet. He talk say, see bullet. That's exactly what we hear from Ayabacho and from these other criminals, the way La Republic don't buy them over. They will want to do something for inflict punishment, torture you. For what reason? Tell us who's way these particular people they fight La Republic. They know if you show us. Who's way they don't send La Republic up. But they come, they shout. You know, they be born me for the days of Ahijo. And Ahijo begins on one tactic. Some of the security people, they be dressed like madman them. Come around the people where they talk ill about ye. They want to see they don't throw you for BMM. And that old trick, it will come up from France. Macron don't come give some other demonic direction them for La Republic for whole week for inside bondage. But unfortunately, they don't come too late because we don't pass that stage where we try for make sure say make the put we for inside place where we're not supposed for be. So Ambazonians, there is no 30 days lockdown. Me man no deceive una. I don't tell una say Ayabacho it no be total Ambazonia na La Republic du Cameroon because we don't find them out. No who's away come out somewhere around Chang. So now for the way Makiza, the way they beat Makiza in the days of Ahijo, he parents and run, come bondi for inside Mancon. Then give a great grandparent some small place for bill for day. So when you see him behaving like that, trace the roots. Then some Ambazonians in there where they be gullible. That means Langa truth flop them. Where they feel sell even their mama and their papa for nyongo. Not to talk of trying to sell the whole of Ambazonia for how many pieces of silver for where La Republic will give them. Since they be power hungry, they can sell it at any price. And of course, they will get the power where they want them. Since they want money, they feel sell them at any price. And even if they give them all the money, they no go fit for enjoy the money. And that is why till today, when this other young man be woke up, talk saying, I get the final say, La Republic pump you money, take your family out, then do other thing them. Now when if he deliver the goods, it lie every morning, every evening. When he talk 3 sentences, number 4 na lie. Or number 1 na lie, number 2 na true, number 3 na lie, number 4 na true. Just for confuse people them. But if you want to know where you stand, get back for your interim government. Yes, get back for your interim government. When you get back to your interim government, you will hear the thing what they tell you. So interim government never declare lockdown. Any man where they talk lockdown, now for please La Republic. And when I don't know, say now during some of these lockdown, the way the La Republic agent they were there amongst us, they bring confusion. And when they bring the confusion, what did happen? They kill many of our forces. Now, again, a warning to our forces, especially the forces in Lebialem. Some ploy, some game they way to go on. When I watch out, this interim government don't tell you now. If you want to take instruction from your house. Do you belong to your LGA? Listen for your coordinator. Do you belong to a county? Of course, if you belong to a LGA, you belong to a county. Listen for your coordinator for way to way they talk. And make sure that this coordinator it be in line with the interim government. Because if it not be in line with the interim government, watch out. Yes. So Lebialem people they will not turn up for make sure say our land be free. We not watch out. Satan don't enter again from our middle. Through some of the people they call themselves saying are elites. Yes, they are planning for kill una. of a destroy una. Libyan people not be bad people. They be very wise. But when they don't join a devil, then and they accept the corruption, like the way they call the name Christian name them, and they deceive una every day, talk lie. Una watch out. Many don't go. If una not hear the talk, una will still go. Oh yes, una will still go. If you not hear the talk, una will still go. Because with the talk now, when they are alive, when they hear. The one the way they don't go, they know if you tell the story. But when they are alive, when I know a little bit of what way happen, and it still happen, they come with different plan them and different games. But when I be wise, get back to your interim government. You go be protected. Listen for instructions and directives. That one will help you for stay long and get to Boya. Or else, most of the people, the way they don't join La Republique, and they fight for La Republique, but they still shout the name Ambazonia, Boya, Boya, Boya. We will hear that deception, and you want to follow them. And when you follow them, of course, at the end of the day, what will happen? You know, go fit for do what way you're supposed to do, or be what way you want to be. So, my people and the people of Ambazonia, when I wake up, yes, when I wake up very, very fast, and then listen to the voice of your interim government, where they tell you the truth from Abba Father, where it be the God way we don't trust you. Please share this link. Share this link. If you don't get them, share them for many people and for listen to it where Papa God did the talk. All right, because he know your name and he knows where you dey hide.
I can see your hand in my life. Lord, I see your love upon me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. I dey hear your voice in my heart. Lord, I feel your love over me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the below. Abba Father, you know my name. Papa, you know me. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yeah, yeah. Jesus, your love, now oh. My master, your kindness, now wonder oh. Every time I look around, now you are the sea. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. Jesus, you said I be a picking, no. Jesus, you said your love go cover me. Every time I look.
And truly speaking, the love of Jesus, it will cover you. Yes. Jesus don't talk say you be picking. Ambazonia. No say you be a true Ambazonia, you be not Jesus picking. And in love, it will surely and definitely cover you. But if you know this Jesus, where would you talk about? My dear friend, it is time you turn around and come to him so that you go fit be the person where he want you for be. All right, Brother Sama, thank you very much. I mean, Reverend. You know, whenever I call you Brother Sama, I just make no mistake. Now, Reverend, you did. Thank you, sister. Whenever Reverend Sama comes and reminds us that he knows our name and that we are covered in his love, I just appreciate your zeal for come until we say we should remember. In a minute or so, in a few moments, our guest for today, Mr. Jotangan, will be joining us in the studios to talk to us about what is going on. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in our Amba history, and we are emphasizing, like we have heard some people from Home Front say, they know that Chris Anu is a liar, and Tanga and Cho Ayaba is a thief man. Now they want to punish them, but I'm telling them that these two entities are actually agents of La Republique to discourage them for Home Front, so that may they vex, then say, no, we don't tire, then go back for La Republique and become slaves forever. But we don't tell them, say, this generation wise pass all the games the way they want for play. So, Ambazonian people, me man no say he be confused, because the interim government never confuse any man. Would tell you the thing straightforward, and would not like I don't talk. We not like for call some of these name them for inside here, where they make them they look relevant. You know, there are some people when they don't get something for talk, where all man don't agree for the thing will be right, they will come talk something will be opposite, just to make they be recognized. That is why, and that is what these people they do. But ambassadors don't wise. Yes, they don't wise. Now, two things that they happen amongst this particular group of people. Them, number one, I say the people that still follow them, if you be where they be hypnotized, when they don't chop that thing. You know, Africa gets some kind of juju, and that juju them where Africa they get them, it work to an extent, very limited. They go choose something, put them for their mob. When they talk for you, you go believe what way they talk. And this is inspired by demons, evil spirits. If you hear the speeches where this demonic man, the maker, where the history book where they read them, it talks say, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. But this man, it be very wise like a serpent, and it be as harmful as a serpent. There is no dove spirit in him. And that's why when he come and make a speech, many people, the way they don't get the fear of God, and where they don't know history, and where they never learn anything, they fall choco for this man because of his lies and talk. Where the sweet talk will make you go fall for inside Songo. But when you hear that kind talk, so in fact, I don't even listen to those wicked speeches, so that you know go fall for inside Songo for their hands. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm switching over now to our guest for tonight, our regular Monday guest, Mr. Jotangan, where he been one of the persons, one of the fathers in Ambazonia, where he don't give we a profile. And this will not be the area of his calling as a historian, but it just come in for here because you don't experience way to way it go on, not only in Ambazonia. With his longevity here on earth, he get a number of things them as a bona fide Ambazonia, where did it go on, where did not be correct. Now, he study political economics and development economics. Now, a field of specialty that. And he be trained as a court interpreter and a translator. So a number of things they don't happen for history, where if you ask he, as an interpreter, and a translator, it will tell you which way to go on. Now, I don't also teach classes as an assistant professor of economics, and he don't work as a senior consultant for the Oracle company, where it be one of the company for the IT where we work for, where we talk about now, where we get this means where we communicate. It also work as a banker in those days for public, and also for we site. It don't publish a number of books, and one of the books now the one way I presently read now, where it talk about politics, especially democratical politics in Cameroon. So, but it don't be here. It not be here for defend a thesis for all this specialty way they inside. May they able tell we about which way he know from Wusa way will be come out and Wusa way we dey. And of course, it dey here. I know what talk for ye. Welcome on board, Mr. Jotanga. Just greet the people of Ambazonia. They wait for you. And then after that greetings, a few things in the way I go ask you for clarify the people of Ambazonia as far as this struggle be concerned. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for the introduction, which is very flattering to me. I thank our people, the Amazon, who are listening to us now, and we hope we can continue to have this conversation as long as possible, as long as we talk. Yes. So thank you to everybody for coming to us this morning.
Okay. It is evening in Ambazonia. Actually, it's morning with you there.
Oh, well.
But it's
Okay,
evening in Ambazonia.
It is morning where I am. So, yeah, okay,
yes,
I will say
thank
this
you.
evening.
Yes, all right. Anyway, Mr. Jotanga, thank you very much for coming. There are some concerns that I want you to answer to the people of Ambazonia. Although I think you may have a word to tell the people of Ambazonia from whatever you want to inform the people of Ambazonia, but there are these concerns that I would like you to answer. The first concern is from your experience and longevity in Ambazonia and this fight that is going on now, from that time till now, take a retrospect and look back in Ambazonia. Do you think that the situation right now in Ambazonia, the deterioration of the situation right now in Ambazonia, is better than it was when we were alone without the inversion of La République du Cameroon?
Of course, it has never been this bad in the southern Cameroons. Never. Before I was still a child before independence, so I was very small. I don't remember, but when I started going to school, things were much better. Ever since we came together with the people of La République, our situation has not stopped deteriorating. It has gone from bad to worse. It's was every day. So there is no comparison to what we enjoyed before unification. We are enjoying now.
So, in one word, you are ascertaining that our situation now has not only gone from bad to worse, but it is worst since we joined La République du Cameroun. All right. If that is established
Yes.
from the statement you have made, Do you think that the resistance we are having today and how far we have gone from 2016 since the uprising started is on a good footing and for us to continue? And if the answer is yes, what do you say about some of these people who shout Ambazonia on top of their voices, but their actions are showing that they don't really love Ambazonia and are doing everything to stop us from getting into Boya? That's one question in two.
I think this struggle is a good thing for Amazonia and probably for Room, because we give them or not, it will never happen again. They will change. Even if we leave, they will still change in country. It will change the better. We can short that. We'll see how we are progressing. They will want to imitate us. They will. They have already started talking. We can hear some of them talking in out that we are right in doing what we are doing in resisting. First of all, we didn't think them. They started, and all we did was try to defend ourselves. We didn't war. So in those who used to say from the French speaking, who used to say, you guys have taken them against it. They have stopped saying that. Take up against this. We took up arms to defend ourselves because attacking us, they were killing our people, and we couldn't let that go unchecked. So we stood up to them. Yeah, so we are on the right path, and God willing, we will arrive Boya. As those who are trying to distract us with all what they're doing, it is now obvious, it is now evident to everyone that they are working for the Republic. They are working for the Republic paid to do. Just on doing that, there's no way. We are more, even by blood, the Southern Cameroonians. They are from the other side of Metazone. So it's not surprising that they are doing those things they are doing because they want to remain together. They are not thinking of our welfare. They're thinking on welfare, and they are trying to sell us to the Republic. So we will remain enslaved. But with the help of God, to free ourselves from that bondage.
Thank you very much. Your line is breaking. I don't know why it is breaking.
Oh man.
But we'll just go ahead. I can get some of the things that you are saying, and I would like to let the people out there tell us if they are understanding. Yes, sir. I want to go back to Lebialem. During the time they came into ABC to talk about ethics for a developing county of Lebialem, they made a very
Country.
resounding statement that is so powerful and it remained in me. They said they saw the cunning craftiness of La République du Cameroon. They are producing a lot of food And in those days, before the 1961 jamboree that probably played on us, they used to carry food and go to sell in Chang. And these people being foxes and trying to use us as their slaves, they will go there in the morning and the Chang people will not come and buy their food because there were no cars to carry the food. So they will carry it on their head and bring the food there. And when it's getting to evening, when they know that these people cannot carry their food and go back, they will come and just offer anything. And these desperate people, of course, they will have to give it. You cannot carry a bag of cocoyams and go back with it. You cannot carry your plantains and go back with it. So just give it. So they saw the craftiness of these francophones and the lies, the dishonesty in them. And so they decided to create their own market. And they stopped going to Chang. So the people now had to be coming to buy the food from that place, which to me was very, very powerful. It took some time, and some of them actually, because the phone declared and they obeyed and they followed up, it did not happen just in one market day. It took several market days before the Chang people knew that, hey, these people have already separated themselves. And before the 1961. That is to tell us that our people were separating even before La République, France played the game on the southern Cameroons. So to me, it was a very big lesson. I want to tell Ambazonian people that some of the people that came over from Matazim and entered into our land and actually took up some of the names that are belonging to us, we are discovering them because of this dragging. If not, we will take them and then put them in our government, and before we realize, they have sold us back to La République, to France. So the drag that is going on here, we believe that God has a hand in it. And there's some of the Bamileke people who are here who have claimed to be Ambazonians are writing here telling us that we should leave the name of God who has helped us this far. They try to protect God and then remain in their lies and deceive the Ambazonian people. Please listen to your ABC and don't listen to those lies. Yeah, Mr. Jotangan, you had something to say. Go ahead.
I didn't know that. I have never heard the story you just told about the farmers, Lebialem, who were carrying their
Yes.
food to go and sell their
Yes.
produce and sell in Chad. And after time,
Yeah.
they stopped. The Lebialem are very clever people, and that was a wise decision for
Right.
them to just even our food come and see are not coming anymore to you, because the child thought they were clever, but it was a mistake on their part, because now they
Right.
had to drive, even though they had the vehicles to go to, but had to incur the expenses to go and buy food and bring, and when they got, they couldn't pose. They no longer do that. Could not say this is not uh, uh, $5. I will pay you $1, because after all, you cannot carry the produce back. Yeah. Now is this last market. It became last market. They impose, and that was for the people from.
Yeah, that story actually came during one of the ethics programs. When the people of Lobialem told me that story, I said Ambazonians did not start this fight when we actually went in 1961 to join with these criminals. Yeah, this story, as the person said it, happened before 1961. Yeah, and it was very, very resounding. It added to our history of honesty and sincerity and being a people of a difference. Even though that neighborhood that they used to go and sell food to, they speak the same language, but the boundaries divided them, and they were La Republic of Cameroon, and these other people were Southern Cameroons. Yeah, so, but they speak the same language. Anyway, let's go ahead. You have heard the, I want to call it the demonic, satanic 30-day lockdown announced by Chris Anu and Ayabache to punish the people of Ambazonia so that they can revolt and go back to La Republic, and then their game will be over because of what they have collected from La Republic to deliver Ambazonia into their hands. And they are doing every device to make sure that the game is over with Ambazonian people. What will you say concerning this kind of inflicted and meditated punishment to the people of Ambazonia?
Well, unfortunately for them, they are not in a position to enforce that. I don't see how they can compare people to stay home for 1 month. What are the people going to be eating? How will they just remain for 1 month without any activity or going out and so on? That is impossible. So the I would say in that attempt they have been defeated in advance. They cannot win. The people will go out their business and they will observe only the country Sunday, which is Monday. That's the one they will be observing as they have been doing for all these years. Uh, we we know, or even if we don't know, we suspect that those people who are coming trying to implement this kind of policy are working for the enemy. They have a devilish plan. They want to whose execution they want to facilitate. That's why they are doing that. They want to make it easier for the soldiers of La Republic to just break into people's houses and find them sitting like lame dog, so they can just fire on them because they have been prohibited from going out. So they will be home behind closed doors, and they will just come and break down the door and shoot whoever they find inside. That's their goal. That is their goal. But that is not going to happen. People are going to go to their farms. It will soon be harvesting season. People will not allow their crop to perish in the ground or on the trees. They will go out and do their work as they are supposed to be doing. I am not afraid that will happen. But I should draw the contrast between 30 days of lockdown and 3 days of lockdown. Just last week, when the IG, when President Sako suggested that we have a 3 day lockdown to send a message to the visiting French president to Cameroon. Oh, we are going to punish for 3 days. It is not worth it. They are now trying to punish the people tenfold what President Sako was proposing. 10 times, 1 whole month. Yeah, people should stay home. Because, whereas what President Sako was proposing, they called it punishing the people. So what are they doing now? They want to kill the people, which is worse than just punishing them.
Punishing the people. Mhm.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Somebody is telling us in ABC that Chris did not announce a 30-day lockdown. If he did not do it, then that is fine. And we are sorry to put him in the soup. But not really sorry because the son of a liar and the friend of a thief is the same. But if he did not open his mouth to say it, and Ayaba said it, and we have seen that from history, whenever they mention Chris' name to Ayaba, even when he was with the IG, Ayaba would just say, "Okay, let's pray for him." So knowing their game and their plan, we sincerely say we apologize if he mentioned the 30 days, and we say Ayaba, who has been known and is known for his ADF B collaboration, wants to kill the people. But he will come out and make a speech that will stun the people of Ambazonia who have itchy ears and who love to hear good, something that is called good speeches. But there's poison inside that speech. Okay, let's cross over, Mr. Jotanga. Recently, we have started with a draft, and last Saturday, we just concluded the draft with for the ABC. It's about a number of months, I think, if not getting close to a year, since the formal Secretary of State for Communications was announcing almost every 1 month that, oh, the station is going to be closed down, the station is going to be closed down, the station is going to be closed down. And there was no account given with all the money that was being sent into the ABC to keep it up. In fact, he started some programs and then shut them down. Now, with the draft and the focus of this of the interim government, concerning this arm of the government, which is the communications port for the people of Ambazonia, what would you advise the Ambazonians who are on home front and who are seeing what this interim government is doing to make sure that, number one, they are protected, number two, to keep this organ of communication on the air, and number three, to support those who have stood out there as the Ambazonian Restoration Forces to drive the enemy out? What is the advice you will give to this category of people who are at home front bearing the blunt of what is going on right now in our nation? Over to you.
Well, I would say that the ABC TV is a very important communication and propaganda tool. We should keep it. We should also finance it. We shouldn't allow it to be controlled by any one person or any small group of uh, persons. And the best way to do that is for people, the common man, to put in their own contribution. So whatever be the case, he, they will be recognized as stakeholders in the television. It would not be proportionate as it was when Chris Anu was the Secretary of State for Communication. He made that in his own name. He was just getting money from the people, the IG, and he was running it as his own private property. until things fell apart, and thank God he is no more in charge of that. The people should continue to finance it. It has two advantages. One, it will keep the station on. Uh, the station will continue to run as long as they have financial resources. And then two, the people will control how the station runs, because uh, all contributors will be stakeholders in it, in the television station, so they will always have their word to contribute. If things begin to go wayward, they can withhold their contribution, their financial contribution, and that will bring those who are running the TV station to their right senses. So contribute as much as you can, or contribute the little you can without ruining yourself. And if we all do that, the station will continue to run to our advantage.
Thank you, and thank you. Thank you again. Fellow Ambazonians, remember this is our Amba history on your ABC television. And remember, this interim government is your government, and you have a very big say in whatever is going on here. That's why on most of the Thursdays, we have the town hall where you come in and bring in your contribution. And when you bring in your contribution, it is taken into serious consideration. You want to say something on the air? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that was a call. I thought you wanted to talk to the people of Ambazonia. But then I wanted to know from what Mr. Jotanga has said, when you are contributing your own quota, it doesn't matter how little or how much it is, you have a saying. Because this government is run from the grassroots, which means that everybody has something to say. That's why when we come into programs like this, we put out a phone number. You can call and ask Mr. Jotanga a question. He will be ready to answer from the well of his experience, because we are talking about the history of our land. And he has been there, and from the beginning, he just told you that our land today is worse than it was before we joined La Republic of Cameroon. Many of you who were born in 1970, 1980 might not quite understand what Southern Cameroon was at that time. And then La Republic made sure that it took away everything that was documented as history of the Southern Cameroons, so that you, who is today a Southern Cameroonian, will not even know your origin. Now, Mr. Jotanga mentioned here that even the people of La Republic of Cameroon are now talking about our history. And a few days ago, I played to you some honorable people from La Republic who were recounting our history and saying that we have a right to whatever is going on now. Now, Mr. Jotanga, I want to ask you, as a bona fide Ambazonian, this interim government has done everything, and there is a mediator waiting to get us on the table, and La Republic is dragging its legs. Do you think that we should go fold our hands and sit down and wait until they come to the table? Or do you believe that this draft that we are drafting and other things that we are doing to make sure that we don't allow them to rest in our land is continuous and should be a right thing to do. Just go ahead and talk to the Amazonian
Well,
people.
yeah, the drought should continue and the resistance too should continue until we can get out we can rid our territory of all people from La Republique du Cameroon, so that they can go and be on their own territory and we stay on ours. Until we have done that, we are not yet free. So, and our goal is freedom and independent autonomy. We want to be able to take our own decisions instead of allowing decisions to be taken in Yaoundé and not even implemented over in our area. We don't want that anymore. We've had that for 60 plus years. That is sufficient. Yes, the struggle must continue until we arrive Boya. There's no doubt in our minds about that.
Okay. Do you think that most of the people who come in there on social media and they are shouting on the top of their voices, Ambazonia, Ambazonia, and their actions are proving contrary to what they are talking? What would you advise Ambazonians who really want to go to Boya to watch out? To listen to the speeches
Well,
and fall prey, or to just cut off from those speeches?
well, you can't stop some people from talking. You can't stop anybody from talking. So I would just say you should uh, not. You should ignore. You should ignore those things you are sure that they are lies. They are telling us. Remember, even the Bible tells us that it is not all those who call the name of the Lord are believers in God or worshipers. So that's the same thing happening. Anyone can shout the name of Amazonia and go behind and do the contrary, act in a way that is contrary to the interests of Amazonians. We know they are doing that for their self-interest. See, we are going back to the word self-interest again. We will talk very soon about that because I have something to say there. Yeah, so we can't stop them from talking, but let's judge them by their actions. Let's see
Right.
whether their actions match
Their words.
their words. That's where
Wow.
that's where we judge them. If their
That's
action
powerful.
doesn't match their word, well, we know they are just what do they call them again? They are just lying to us. They are pretending
Right.
to be one of us, but they are not, because they are working against our interests, and we want to
Right.
protect and defend our interests. So we set them aside. We ignore them. We don't listen to them anymore.
Thank you very much. Ambazonians, I hope you have ears to hear. Don't just listen to the sweet melody and the talk that these people are talking. Try to find out what is their action. Does their action match the words that they speak? Because action cannot be hidden. And what you have spoken cannot also be hidden. So when they compare the two, and you who wants to go to Boya, you must not sit and fold your hands and let them feed you with dirt. Now, before you give us your concluding statement for today, I just want to find out from you, looking at the visit of this Grand Master of La République de Cameroon, who visited his one of his states governors, Macron visiting his state governor, Mr. Bia, there were a lot of expectations that they were expecting to hear. What do you think that, what do you think about the visit? Was it really the interest of La Republique, the interest of the people of La Republique, or the interest of France?
I said it 2 or 3 weeks ago that I quoted a former French president, the very famous General de Gaulle, who said, La France n'a pas d'amis. La France a des intérêts. Okay, that has
Which
been.
means,
Oh yeah, sorry, let me translate that. Which means France doesn't have friends. France has interests. So France's action wherever they go is intended to protect and to promote their interests. It's not because you are their friend that they are doing it to you. They are doing it to you because their interest is at stake. So they go ahead and protect it. They do whatever they want to do to protect it. That's how I would interpret Macron to Cameroon. He came, he can sense that our departure, our separation from the Republic might threaten France's interests. That's one of the reasons why he came to Cameroon, and he was trying to persuade the president of Cameroon, in the person of Mr. Pobia, to continue with the decentralization process that has started since forever. I would say so. He's pressing on him to go ahead with the decentralization solution to this more than a crisis, the war crisis. We understand that, but the war of genocide are being killed. But see whether stress of it will be served. That's the goal. I am
wow.
not in the minds of our leaders. But if I were to say to Mr. Macron, we are interested in our resources. After we leave La République, there shouldn't be any reason why we don't make friends and have diplomatic and economic relationship with France, because uh, we too have interests we need to promote, defend. Yeah. So we would want those partners in whether they are from other parts of the. Again, I am not speaking for the government because I'm not part of the. I think it will be a
Thank you very
wise
much. I think
decision to take.
you are absolutely breaking. We cannot hear you. Yeah, I think your point is very clear that you are not talking for the government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, but you are passing across a kind of opinion which I think that is very necessary and very important, because from what I hear and see with this interim government, there is not an interim government that will keep enemies. No, we don't want enemies. If we were to keep enemies, we would have broken into La Republic and started causing the havoc they have caused in Ambazonia. We know the law of karma, and we respect a number of conventions that have been signed internationally. Even though La Republic does not respect them, because they are a rogue regime, because they have France as their cover in the UN, we will live our lives very different. And I'm not speaking for the government also, but I believe that the government will consider, and because of the devastation that France has caused in Ambazonia, they will not remain to take them as enemies for life. Well, that's just my opinion also. And I believe that the interim government is very sensitive, and we are going to make sure that we create our boundaries between people who call us enemies and make enmity with us. And we'll go ahead with our friends, making sure that we have our limits well spelled out, and our policies well articulated, so that in whatever manner we relate to the people, we have our interests also protected. Yeah, I see that our man is. Hello, Reverend Sama, you want to remind us something? Okay, go ahead.
You are frozen, completely frozen.
I cannot hear you.
Almighty Father, Papa, now you love me so, and you know my name. I give you glory, Abba Father. You know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name, oh Daddy. You know me, you know my name. I can see your hand in my life. Lord, I see your love upon me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. I dey hear your voice in my heart. Lord, I feel your love over me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I
Thank you very much, Reverend Sama. Before we call it quit, we see that our resource person is coming back to give us a final statement before we call it quit for today. And while waiting on him to get back to us, I just want to make this very clear announcement from the interim government, President Sako Samuel, and from the Secretary of State for Communications, Dr. Martin Mungwa, and from the entire interim government, all the branches of the government, they have all reinstated and have told the people of Ambazonia there is no lockdown that has been called for the people of Ambazonia. There is no lockdown from today, Monday. We have our normal Country Sunday lockdown. But beginning tomorrow, there is no lockdown in the whole month of August, apart from the Country Sundays. And of course, if there's something very special that comes up and the interim government deems it necessary to make an announcement to that effect, you will be told on time. And it will not be the suicide mission that has been announced and that has gone into so many social forums. And the people who are listening to those doomed Ambazonians who are actually Cameroonians are getting confused. But if you are on home front and you are listening to what I'm saying here now, you are very, very free to go about your normal business without anybody perturbing you, disturbing you. Yes, that is what the interim government has announced, and we maintain that very clearly. So if you are at home and you are wondering, don't be wondering. Just know that that is what the interim government has said and is saying. And our sister is saying that we should remember. What do you want us to? Okay, we should remember that there is no Yes, we love our Savior. We love our country. We love our land, Ambazonia, and Him who has taken over and given to us our homeland. Thank you very much. People of Ambazonia, be rest assured that He to whom this land was handed over, He is alive and is carrying out a number of things for us. And we are saved. Very, very saved. All right. Mr. Jotanga is back. And we're going to give him the microphone to give us the concluding statements of what he has for us. So welcome back, sir. The Ambazonian people are getting ready and they are waiting to hear you. Just tell them what you think is very necessary, very important for them to hear, and then you give us a concluding statements. The microphone is open,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Before the glitch we just had, I was talking about our relationship, what our future relationship with the people of France could be. And I was saying that working on the principle of France having interest rather than uh, that Jean de Gaulle was right, but They should always remember that we too have interests to protect. It is not only France that has interests to protect, we too have interests to protect. And on that basis, we are ready to work with whoever would help us and promote our interests. So, and we will help them to protect and promote theirs. So we can still. Also said that I'm not speaking for the government. I'm not, because I'm not in the inner circle of the. I cannot go ahead and speak for them, but I'm just speaking my mind. I would think that we Southern Cameroons will be open and willing to cooperate with any country in the world that is ready to respect our interests and promote them too. So we should not be afraid of France continuing to aid La Republic to kill our people, because that will not serve their interests. If they continue to do that, it will not serve their interests. I am sure they are thinking about that, and they will do something else rather than have our people killed. Yeah. So as for the
Around. Now you are the hero. I'm a father.
sorry,
Go ahead, sir. Sorry for that mix up there.
yeah, as for the struggle, we are on the right path. We are doing just what we needed to do to get us nearer to our goal. We are crippling their economy, which is hurting them, even though they ought to have plenty of money. If you, I read an article this weekend that was very revealing. It's written by one of them. I would call his name here now, which is very revealing. And they ought to have a lot of money to prosecute this war, but for the kleptocrats that they are, the money has all disappeared. It has gone into private accounts. So nobody is willing to bring the money out to finance the war, which which is very good for us. We say in our language that you may steal from somebody, but you will not cut that person's hand, the hand that produce what you stole. So the same person will go ahead and produce more of what they know how to produce. So we are in that situation. The amount of money they have robbed us of uh, doesn't doesn't stop the money from coming again. We will still work and produce more, and we will be rich, and we will develop our country as the way we want it to be. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Jutanga, for coming in and to bringing to the Ambazonian people that piece of information. We are looking forward to getting you on board the ABC the same time next week, Monday. And we wish you a very wonderful week, especially this beginning of August. And we are sure that there are so many things in store that we shall talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, it is at this note that we come to the end of our program on BC as touching our Amba history. Stay tuned, don't go away. Health is wealth will be coming your way almost immediately. In the next 15 minutes, you'll be having health and wealth coming in to give you what you need to know as far as what is concerned in Ambazonia. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Jesus died for me.